Top of the morning, man. Top of the morning. You know who it is and who it should be, man. I'm gonna share a couple of incidents that happened in our community, and I'll let you be the judge. Feel free to leave a comment. Personally, I feel it's environment, it's the drill culture, the music, the lyrics, the demonic mind control that some of these songs have on these youngsters. You can't go to a vigil celebrating life. You can't go to the gas station and try to leave. You get shot and killed with your family in the car. And it's getting even younger. 14-year-old. And another thing too, you're drilling women now. You're drilling women. Like back in the day, if a man had a problem with a woman, he'll call his cousins, his female cousins, they'll go jump her. But now you're drilling a woman. And then another thing too, you're shooting up a house twice? This shit is unreal. That's why Jay just stays out the way, because I survived it. And I lived in CT. From New York, been in New York my life, you know what I mean? Lived in Orlando with my pops and my stepmoms for like a year. Where else I was at? And I've been in Atlanta 9 years, man. I've been around. These feet touch a lot of soil. But here we go.
40s survived the shooting, but 31-year-old Shadarian Ellison did not. Police say it was all caught on surveillance video.
The gunman was on foot, approached the female directly and fired numerous rounds into her. So that being said, it's clearly targeted. She was the intended target.
Hours later, they were still cleaning her blood off the side.
Just before 11 p.m.
Officers tell us just after 10 o'clock last night, they were alerted to a possible shooting on Westland Street. They say the shot spotter technology in the neighborhood picked up the sound of the gunshots. Police say they also received calls about a woman being shot in the area.
Have identified the woman as a 31-year-old Shadarian Ellison. Now, investigators say the shooter came up to her and fired several shots. Just 12 hours after a fatal shooting in Hartford, doctors, advocates, and state leaders gathered for National Gun Violence Awareness Day.
She's young. They all are. Think about what she could have accomplished in her life.
Hartford police say 31-year-old Shadarian Ellison was targeted on Thursday night just before 11 p.m. A suspect approached her on Westland Street and fired several rounds. Ellison was pronounced dead at the hospital. A second victim, a man in his 40s, suffered non-life-threatening injuries, according to investigators. Advocates say the cycle of gun violence in the community needs to stop.
There's other ways of solving problems besides taking a gun and taking a person's life.
Ellison's death marks the 11th homicide in Hartford this year. Advocates are urging state lawmakers to pass the governor's bill on gun violence that includes several initiatives to help bring down crimes.
Which updates the assault weapon ban that was passed in 2013.
Any little thing that can help stop the gun violence in our neighborhoods and our cities, because our children, they deserve to live and not have their lives taken by gun violence.
Harming people, that was somebody's child.
A gruesome murder on Westland Street has those who live in the area heartbroken.
I feel for her family, and I hope that her family can find some type of closure.
Alyssa Stewart lives right down the street from where the attack happened. Police say the shooter walked up to 31-year-old Shadarian Ellison just before 11 o'clock and shot her multiple times, killing her.
The female appeared to be targeted. The shooting was up close and personal.
A man in his 40s was also shot. He's expected to survive. Officers spent hours on Westland Street collecting evidence. They found shell casings and personal property left behind, all of which they say will help them catch the killer.
There's some DNA evidence, there's forensic evidence, there's all kinds of things that take lab work. Some of that stuff takes time, but again, we have a lot to work with on this one.
As officers process the evidence, those living in the North End are keeping Shadarian in their thoughts and worrying about what the future holds.
I'm scared for my 4 grandchildren because they're still little. What's going to happen in the next 10 years? It's a scary thing to think about.
I would just like to see people like stop the violence, just put down the guns, and I would like for the cops to take the guns from like off the streets.
These things happening, you know, it's part of the North End, a culture that has become too often.
Archbishop Dexter Burke, whose church is right around the corner from the shooting, says sadly, scenes like this are all too common in the North End.
Summer is coming, it's going to be hot, and this is just what happens, right? And so we need to put more things in place to ensure that these kind of violence don't happen.
Shadarian's murder marks Hartford's 11th homicide this year. As of right now, Hartford Police Major Crimes and Crime Scene Divisions are pursuing leads in the case, but say it's still too early to determine a motive. The case remains ongoing.
So last night at 10:48 p.m., our officers responded to the area of 184 Westland Street on a shot spotter activation and recorded numerous rounds. A little bit about what happened last night? So last night at 10:48 p.m., our officers responded to the area of 184 Westland Street on a shot spotter activation and recorded numerous rounds. Dispatch also received several 911 calls reporting a female shot. By the time we got out there, we did locate a crime scene. As we were investigating, St. Francis Hospital notified us of 2 victims that showed up separately in 2 different vehicles. The female, since pronounced deceased, she was pronounced just after arrival. The male victim, a male in his 40s, suffered non-life-threatening injuries during the incident. I can say with some confidence that the female appeared to be targeted. The shooting was up close and personal. Appeared that the shooter arrived on scene to shoot the female. Does not look like the male was an intended victim at this point. So a lot of work to do. Crime scene just cleared. There's a lot of evidence on scene to process. Our Major Crimes Division will be doing a complete and thorough video camera canvas this morning with the hopes of identifying some suspect information.
Are there any witnesses?
I can't get into that at this point. We do have a tip line. We know people are out there. 860-722-TIPS. Please call us if you have any information. I answer that phone personally, so hopefully some help from the public will get us through this a little bit faster.
Lieutenant, you talked about the victim likely targeted. Can you go into that a little bit more? You said it sort of seemed...
Yeah, so the shooter approaches on foot, and he walks right up to the female and shoots her numerous times. So that's why we believe at this point it's a targeted attack.
And they were, the male and the female, what were they doing? Just hanging out outside?
There was a group of people on the sidewalk. Again, it looks like she was the target.
How big was this group, do you know?
Quite a few individuals.
Like 10 maybe? Or?
Less than 10.
Okay.
About 5.
Lots of evidence markers.
It's a lot of shell casings, a lot of personal property left behind. I don't want to get into the details of a crime scene, but lots of stuff to work with.
And the cameras in the city, sort of rolled up here.
The cameras give us a good bird's eye picture of what happened. Doesn't tell the whole story. Still a lot of police work to do. There's a lot of detective work to do. The cameras do help, but they're not everything. So that's why some of these investigations take a little bit. There's some DNA evidence. There's forensic evidence. There's all kinds of things that take lab work. Some of that stuff takes time, but again, we have a lot to work with on this one.
You said they arrived in 2 separate cars?
Correct.
Do you know if either of them tried to drive themselves or were they dropped off?
They were both dropped off.
Okay. Did that person stick around? Do you know? Is anyone?
One of them did, and one of them didn't.
So as you've seen, what was wrong in this situation with the female from Hartford? And by the way, Jay Cass used to live in Hartford on Albany Ave in between Capon and Edgewood Street. And back then when I was living there was a young man that used to always walk by there. I think he lived on one of the blocks. He used to always walk past. He was doing his little 1-2. This is like over 20 years ago. And one night, me and the ex-female I used to deal with, we laying up in the crib or whatever, and we heard like mad shots, like bang, 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 bang. I'm talking about we hit the floor. Like, come to find out, it was little homie. They hit him all in his dome, man. Right at the gas station around the corner. You hear me? Come out front door, turn to the left, gas station right there where I used to live at. But anyways, so you mean to tell me it wasn't meant for the man? He was 40, got shot one time. You did a walk up, you ran down on a female, bro, and they said it was a male that ran up on a female and shot her multiple times, and the 40-year-old was just a casualty of war. That's what you telling me? I mean, when I was coming up, women and children was off limits. So I don't know what's going on in our community, but shooting women, I mean, a woman is physically not as strong as a male. So I'm trying to figure this out. You did a walk down. You walked up on a female and shot her, and the male got shot by accident. This is out of hand. It's sick, and it don't make no sense. And Hartford always been getting busy like that back in the day. Pistol waving, New Haven, Bridgeport, like. But at the end of the day, we wasn't shooting no females, man. If you heard about a female getting shot, it was domestic. This was intentional. They said he walked up and shot her multiple times, and the 40-year-old got shot. The male got shot. I don't know what's going on. This is sick, man. So the best thing, I'm trying to save y'all. You change your environment, man. At the end of the day, get out the environment. In some cases, it's not always, but in 98% of the cases, it's the environment that you live in, man. But here's more.
New at 5, doorbell video shows a group shooting up a DeKalb County home with 3 people inside. You just heard the barrage of bullets. Amazingly, nobody was hurt, but the group returned to riddle the house with even more bullets.
Fox 5's Alex Whitler is near Lithonia with the latest from police and why the mother of the house says this feels intentional.
I was watching TV. Next thing you know, you hear bullets, you hear gunfire.
That's about 6 seconds of rapid gunfire May 19th. It lit up this stretch of Aberdeen Way, leaving about 30 bullet holes in Nicole Alexander's home. Somehow, no one was hurt as Alexander, her boyfriend, and her teenage son were home.
Every last one of them was shooting. It was 4 young black guys, and all 4 had guns, and all 4 were shooting at my house.
That mother says that shooting feels targeted because surveillance video shows multiple people shooting at that bedroom window from across the driveway. Then 10 days later, they returned again to shoot at it from the roadway. Ten days later, a similar scene caught on camera as once again 4 young men pop out of a red 4-door. Look, as this time there's a second car before they pepper the home with bullets. 2 times in about a week.
Yes.
Yep. What could that be about?
I have no idea. But looking at the camera footage, they look young, and I do have a teenage son, so I just automatically assume it's something going on. I just don't know what's going on.
DeKalb police say they're investigating, but so far, no suspects are in custody.
I want them off the streets, and I want them prosecuted for what they done, because innocent people were put at risk for losing their lives.
Alexander says if the shooters aimed for that bedroom twice, there's no stopping them from doing it again. Alex Whitler, Fox 5 News.
Wow. Well,
I understand when there's go time and when you got beef, you go to handle it. I understand that, all right? But what I don't understand is how the hell do you go up to a home not knowing if grandma's in there, grandkids, anybody, and you just shoot like 30 shots at a home, not knowing who you're going to hit. So even if your op is in there, your op could have been at work, your op could have been at the school, he could have been at the gym, and you just go to a house and just shoot in a house not knowing who's in there? What kind of sense does that make, my G's? That doesn't make you gangster, that makes you stupid. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, these kids are soulless. Because even in my time, when we had beef, we wait for the op. We lay on the op. We wait to see him. We don't just shoot in an occupied home and don't see nothing. Don't know who's behind the door or the window. We don't just do that. If we got a problem and it's that serious, we wait till we physically see the op in front of us and we let the bullets fly. Y'all go up to a home and just shoot it like it's target practice. And that wasn't BBs, people. That was real bullets, you heard? Then they go back 10 days later and you shoot it up again the same way. So something is telling me that y'all don't know what the fuck y'all want to shoot at. Because if you go back 10 days later, so you mean for 10 days, this dude that y'all had beef with, which was probably the son, because she said she had a teenage son and she don't know what's going on. Y'all didn't catch him nowhere else for 10 days. Y'all come back to his home. So basically, y'all want to kill his whole family to set an example? If I was that lady, I would move immediately if she doesn't own the home. If she's renting, I would move immediately. I would chastise that son and see what the hell is going on. Why are these people trying to assassinate you 2 separate times? More than one shooter. It was like Grand Theft Auto, like. It was like it's like the game that they play, them little video games where they shoot and they really trying to live this shit. That's why I try to tell you. This field can save you youngsters that's tired of it. And it can remove your family. I pray for the youth. Because this is sick. Like we all like I know better. Even if I had beef with somebody and he live at the house, I'm gonna let him live, yo. I'm gonna catch you when you come outside though. Y'all go shoot up the home? Like, where's your moral compass? They don't have a moral compass. They don't have no soul. So you're going to continue to see this. Black on black. I'm not seeing no pilgrims across the board doing none of this. The only thing that they doing is getting high, ODing on fentanyl and trink and a whole bunch of other drugs, or they kill themselves. But they not killing each other like these youth are, like we are. Huh? You got Martin Luther King's soul doing somersaults. Malcolm X, somersaults. Marcus Garvey, Geronimo Pratt, all of them. They souls is burning because of y'all right now. Here's more.
A car crash 4 years ago. Now on this very day, family and friends are forced to remember them both.
She said, I'll be back, Mom. She not back. Y'all killed my baby. She had a future.
The daily conversations with her daughter.
I talk to this little girl every day. Terry, get up. You sound like you're not up.
Will no longer happen in this home.
I want her to come home. I want this to be a dream where I can go pick her up.
Terry A. Adams was one of 7 people shot during an overnight gathering for her late boyfriend. She was the only one who died.
This picture will never fade away. All I know is when I ran across that street, she was laying by her car in a pool of blood like they slaughtered a hog.
Surveillance video showing the moment gunfire erupted on Iowa near Cicero just after 1 this morning as dozens of people ran for their lives, including Adams' cousin, who was also shot, but in her thigh.
She was blessed by God. She had some ear pods in her pocket. So when they cut the pants off her, the bullet was laying right there.
The 2 cousins were running together, trying to get back to Adams' car.
She was like, come on, yay, come on, yay. And my daughter just dropped.
Security video also capturing the alleged gunman dressed in jeans and a white top as he opened fire before running away, turning the street where generations gathered.
Iowa is the block they grew up on, so they come there.
Now to a spot with lingering trauma.
It's gonna kill me to wake up every day, to pull up at my house while my baby was killed across the street.
Her family says she was supposed to begin nursing school in August. Nope.
So you mean to tell me a guy dies because he was in a car accident, right? A car accident. The girlfriend wanted to go celebrate his life, let off balloons, light candles, and somebody comes and shoots at the whole damn crowd. And guess who passes away, people? You seen the video. The girlfriend. So now she's celebrating her man's life. Now she in heaven with him. Why in the fuck would somebody go and shoot up a crowd for a celebration of life because he died in a car accident? You heard what I said? He didn't die because he had beef and got shot and killed. He died because of a car accident. They go to have a candlelight vigil and somebody comes and sprays at the whole crowd and his girlfriend dies? And his girlfriend in heaven with him. You see, like, sometimes I wonder who raises these demons. Because why would somebody just go to a crowd of people and shoot at everybody? So you had beef with everybody? It probably was moms there and all kinds of stuff. You had beef with everybody standing there because the man died from a car accident. It wasn't even no op. It wasn't no beef. It wasn't demon time. You had beef with everybody that was standing out there. Even the little kids, if there was little kids out there. Like I said, man, listen, man. These demons need to burn in hell. You understand me? I swear, man, I wish I had the capability to catch these fools. Because I would do them something dirty, man. You heard? And God ain't going to punish me for taking the souls of all these demon souls. Like, somebody need to do something. They need to change the gun. The gun laws, like I said, it's never going to change, people. We are too far gone. So the best thing I can advise you to do is change your environment. I changed mine. I come from that. I come from all these different hoods. We moved around multiple times because I was hustling. And when I felt things was getting hot, I moved to another town, another hood. I've been there. I know what I'm talking about. You understand me? But we have rules and regulations. First off, women and children were off limits no matter what. You heard? I don't understand, man. And the reason what it is, it's no OGs that's leading these youngsters, that's instilling in them. Look, man, if it's a whole family there, but the op is dead. So you shoot at the crowd because they celebrating your op. Your op is dead. He died in a car accident. Because something ain't making no sense here. But like I said, change your environment. It ain't never going to change, man. This is the best life I ever had, to be away from everybody. I love the fact that I got white neighbors and their ancestors used to hang us from trees. It don't make sense, but I make it make sense because they don't bother me now in 2023. I got a white neighbor right next to me. We don't speak, but he ain't burning no cross on my goddamn lawn. He not harassing me, and he's not shooting up my crib. Make it make sense. But his ancestors used to hang us from trees back in the day. Make it make sense, huh? I gotta worry about my own fucking kind. That's a damn shame. That's why I don't put myself where I don't need to be.
14-year-old arrested in this gunfight that erupted outside of a gas station in DeKalb County, killing a man. We just received this video within the last hour and a half and counted at least 4 people firing shots, dodging between cars and shooting out the business windows as well, all while car after SUV after truck drives past the station. The man who was killed was trying to drive away with a child inside his car.
Now, this all happened at 6 p.m. last night at a packed gas station where a lot of people were just trying to get home for the evening. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens live for us at that station now along Covington Highway and Welburn Road near Lithonia. Latasha?
Well, good evening, Jeff and Jennifer. Police tell us the victim in this case had his girlfriend and his little girl inside the car with him when he was shot and killed. It was a very chaotic scene. And if you look over my shoulder, you can still see some of the damage. Some of the windows at the gas station were busted out, and as well as one of the vehicles still has bullets in it. It's very similar to the one seen in the surveillance video. At this hour, police have a 14-year-old in custody, but they're still searching for the other suspects seen in the video you're about to watch.
Just shocked me a little bit, you know, all the violence going on.
You're looking at a gun battle between 2 different groups captured on surveillance video at a gas station near Lithonia Thursday evening. Customers ducked for cover, hiding behind gas pumps, cars, and walls as bullets were sprayed all around them. Windows were shattered and multiple cars were hit, one of the bullets striking an innocent customer. DeKalb County police say 28-year-old John Battle was pulling out of the gas station when he was shot. He tried driving off but crashed. Police say his girlfriend and young daughter were in the car too.
You know, I got kids too, so I feel sorry for the guy.
This death shaking Daryl White, who buys gas here every week.
I got 4 kids. I come down here with my children all the time, so you know that's sad to say for somebody who was just a bystander, you know?
Yeah, simply a customer.
And I lost his life, man.
Police say at least one person involved in the shootout was also injured. And while a 14-year-old is now in custody accused of felony murder, they're still searching for the other suspects seen in this video. And coming up at 6, we'll hear from a DeKalb County commissioner who is pushing for legislation that would require all gas stations in the county to have surveillance video as clear as the one you saw in this story. We'll have more on that initiative coming up next at 6.
An awful